Oh, it's you! Number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, you say? Alright, follow me. Okay, so we're here today at the Capitan Theater for the premiere showing of Mary Poppins Returns. It's not like the world premiere, but it's the premiere at the Capitan, which is cool because this is like Disney theater and it's one of the oldest ones and it's super cool and they always have cool like exhibits and stuff. So I figured it was time for Bert to show you around. Come on, let's go. Alright, first step on our tour right over here. Looks like we've got the costume worn by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I know it should have been Dick Van Dyke up there, but different time, love, different time. Oh, and look, here's Emily Blunt's costume also. Look at that, ain't she beautiful? Alright, come with me. Alright, we keep going a few steps over here, and look what I found over here. More costumes from the movie. We got more things from Emily Blunt and Lin-Manuel Miranda. Oh, they are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, come with me, my lovelies. Alright, now here we got the costumes from all the children that were part of the movie. And to be totally honest, I don't remember all the actors' names. So I'm going to read them together all here. Pixie Davis, Joe Dawson, Nathan Saylor, I probably said that wrong. And, oh, Emily Blunt, I know her. I know her. Alrighty, come with me, my lovelies. Now over here, we got a whole bunch of shots from Mary Poppins Returns. Since I haven't actually quite seen the movie yet, they don't mean a lot to me other than they look real pretty. That's about all I got for this one. But they look real cool, don't you think? Come with me. Guys, look at this. We're in the VIP section. It's like open up here. We have like VIP concessions.
We're so fancy, you don't even know.
See, my friend's not here with the chance.
I'm such a dork. I'm sorry. This is one of my favorite parts about the Capitan Theatre. You get a show before your show. Get the nice pipe organ going, always playing Disney music, love that. And then we'll get some special shows beforehand. So what are you doing? He's being a dork. Okay, so I'm back home from the show, and whew, we got some stuff to talk about. But first, I want to show you everything that the El Capitan gave us. And thank you, El Capitan, for bringing me out to your theater for the premiere show over there. And also for Disney, because Disney helped send me as well. So thank you guys both. That was super sweet. Y'all didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And like, here's some of the stuff we got. We got the Mary Poppins Returns poster, specifically from the El Capitan. It's written on there and everything. They gave us the variety pin. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go. The variety pin for Mary Poppins Returns. It looks very cool, very Mary Poppinsy. They also gave us a link to download the soundtrack, which I have already done and listened to a lot. And I plan to do a lot more. Plus, we finally figured out what this thing was. It is a popcorn bowl that looks like Mary Poppins' umbrella. It's got the little bird and everything. Sorry, I'm being a dork. But yes, enough about all of that. It's time to get into what I thought about the movie and get into the review of it. Ooh. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. As I started watching this movie, I had a hard time getting into it. And I don't know why. I think it was just because I had been watching the original Mary Poppins so much. I watched it like 3 times this week because I was preparing for an impression video, which also came out today, so you can go check that out. So I was studying a lot, getting all the lines in, and then whenever I went into this movie, Lin-Manuel Miranda like shows up. He's the first thing that you see in the movie, and I just sit there thinking, you're not Bert. You're not Dick Van Dyke. And then later when the main character's coming in, it's just like, you're not Jane, you're not Michael, you're not the same people. And then like Mary Poppins comes in and I'm just like, you're not Julie Andrews. So the whole time I'm like, there's this little bit of a disconnect. But, once we get to the animated world, when Mary Poppins takes the kids into this animated world, from then on out, the rest of the movie, I was hooked. I was like, this is awesome. This is really good. Oh, I love this. But here comes the $1 million question. Was it as good as the original Mary Poppins? I have to say no. I did not think it was as good as Mary Poppins. However, I thought that it was an extremely good sequel. One that doesn't necessarily match the height of the original, but understands what made the original so special and does its best to recreate that in a new way. And I thought that it did a really good job at doing that. It had its moments that were really magical like the first one, and kind of like The Incredibles 2, I felt like there were some things that this movie actually did do better than the original one, and there's other things the original one beat it on. But still, I like the original one better. Like, I would say this, as much as I love the Jolly Holiday sequence in the original Mary Poppins, and I love that whole animated sequence, it was always my favorite ever since I was a kid. I think the animated bit that they do in this movie is better, primarily because it serves a bigger plot to the actual movie. I feel like in the first one, it kind of just came out of nowhere, and it didn't really add a whole lot to the plot, other than you kind of understand a little bit more about Mary Poppins. This one actually serves a lot more purpose to the overall story, because like there's events that happen in there that translates to what the kids are doing and everything, and what the kids are going through, and what the whole family's going through. And there's actually some drama in it, and I was just like, oh, wasn't expecting that. That was nice. That was nice. However, the whole like dynamic between the family and everything, I thought was handled much better in the first one. So like all the animation bits I thought were better in this one, but then all the live action stuff I thought was better in the old one. So each have their plus and minuses. I just think there's a lot more pluses for the old ones, and there's more minuses for this one. But still, it's still really good. Like, I'd put the first Mary Poppins up here. Mary Poppins Returns be about right here. You know, it's not as good, but it's still a great follow-up. They do a really good job at keeping the heart of the original. They do a really good job of making you feel some of the same feels. And I thought it was just overall a genuinely good movie. But yes, to Emily Blunt herself, I don't think she did as good a job as Julie Andrews, but I will say this, I don't think that there is a single actress out there who can do Mary Poppins better than how Emily Blunt did her. Just, there's no one who's going to be Julie Andrews. But for what we got, I thought she was a fantastic Mary Poppins. I'm like, okay, I see the spirit in you, I see a lot of great stuff in you. You're not exactly Julie Andrews, but you're really, really good. Now, Lin-Manuel Miranda, for the record, he's not playing Bert. He's playing a guy named Jack, who was one of the chimney sweeps from the first movie, now grown up a little bit. And he was just like, oh, I remember being with Bert and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know, his little Cockney accent. And it was really cool. Like, Bert got a little shout out in there. And that's his kind of story, is that he's one of those chimney sweeps now grown up. So he remembers Mary Poppins. So when she pops up, he's like, oh, I remember you. You were up there doing your thing on the rooftops. And then they kind of start a good friendship over there. So, like, it's virtually Bert and Mary Poppins again without it actually being Bert. And he does a really great job. He's really charming. He's very charismatic, much like the original Bert. I still like Dick Van Dyke's better, but he still did a fantastic job. So I say the same thing about Lin-Manuel Miranda I said about Emily Blunt. That I don't know a single actor who I would trust more with that role than Lin-Manuel Miranda. Just Dick Van Dyke did it a little bit better. But then again, it's Dick Van Dyke. You can't really just find someone to replace Dick Van Dyke like that. And I thought all the new people were great. I thought Meryl Streep did a great job with her character. I really loved like the way Colin Firth's character turns out, and I really just loved all the new stuff that was added. And there is one bit with Angela Lansbury, and that's not a spoiler or anything. It's in the poster and everything. There's one bit with Angela Lansbury that I'm sitting there going, I think for sure Disney wrote this part for Julie Andrews, and then Julie Andrews turned it down so they cut Angela Lansbury instead, which makes perfect sense. I'm convinced that's what it was, but I could be totally wrong. And I love the kids, the new kids that came in. I was just like, oh no, you're gonna be total rip-offs of Jane and Michael. But no, they actually like have their own personalities and everything like that. So the film overall, you do need to know this, it does hit a lot of the similar beats. So in the film, like in the original film, if they were like singing Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, same time in the movie you're gonna find a similar song. It's different, but no, it serves a similar point. Same thing with like Feed the Birds or A Spoonful of Sugar. It kind of has the same formula, but it's done differently enough that I think it helps it to stand out more. And I know some people would consider that a disadvantage, but honestly, I found it to be an advantage, at least for a movie like this. When you're dealing with something as iconic as Mary Poppins, you don't want to stray too much from the original material so that it still feels like that familiar world that you want to come back to. And I think that they did that. And they added just enough different that I think that it really separates itself from the first film and makes it a different experience. Although I still like the original one better, this is still great and I think it's worth everybody's time. And we also got to talk about the music. I'm obsessed with the music. I love it. I'm trying to think of a song that I don't like in this movie. I like them all, especially A Cover Is Not the Book. Oh my gosh. The second that song came up, I was with my friend Paul, and I like leaned over to him in the movie, and I'm just like, this is gonna be an Impressions song cover next year. Yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the film. I think everyone should go check it out. Just don't go in expecting exactly the original, and I think you'll have a great time, because it is a great movie. And I can't wait to see it again and again, and that soundtrack is still on repeat on my phone. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!